Before you start this video, I would like you guys to hit that like button and share this video. By doing so, you help this video move through the algorithm.
Moi ta reme connaît date jour m'a mourir. Pour m'capable jouer la vie, moi déjà consenti. Soleil dans ciel boulem la pluie pas jamais tomber. Tout le monde courir caché, mon grand goût déchaîné. Oh mon Dieu, pardonnez-moi pour pécher moi. Jeunes gens, jeunes filles, remè pour you pain quotidien. Garçon à bail menti, yo toujours à pâtir. So pas remè pour, pas jamais vle pour l'autre monde.
What is a pay me spell? Well, when someone owes you money, or they owe you something, or they've stole something from you, and you want to retrieve it from them, people usually look to do this. But I will say this, it is something that's misunderstood. And a person has to take in consideration the situation when going about a pay me spell. Because not every situation is going to be addressed the same. Say, for instance, let's just say we have someone who borrowed money from you, or they made a promise to pay. Now, if that person is an upright person, then when you do this, you'll find that the person, if you forgot about it, when you're doing this person may pop out of nowhere and say, hey, I owed you money, so let me send it to you. Now you have someone who has already made their mind up and said to themselves, I'm not going to pay this back. I'm going to run off on the plug. No matter how much candles you burn on that person is not going to give that money back. So this is when you have to address the situation with affirmative action. When people hear of pay me spells, they have the thought in mind that I'm going to burn this candle, I'm going to burn this incense, and this person's automatically going to give it back. That's not how it works. When you have someone that has stolen from you, you may have left money around and that person stole it from you, or you may have, let's just say, loaned them money and they ran off. There's no pay me back spell that's going to force that person to give you that money back. It's impossible. It's something that many people do not understand. Again, in scenarios like this is how I would address the situation. And this may not be foolproof, because let's just say, if that person doesn't have a pot to piss in, where are they going to get the money? Maybe in desperate, or let's just say, maybe in desperation, they'll probably try to dig and find some way to come up with the money. And that's not going to come from a pay me candle or burning incense. This is when you have to apply pressure. I would say, if I was in that situation, I would send that person a notification letting them know, mind you, that you are a spiritualist, or you have a spiritualist that's very efficient at what they do. Let's just say, if they're into baneful magic, if they're into black magic or sorcery, you can tell the person that if they do not return what they owe you, this is what's going to transpire in maybe a couple of weeks or a couple of months whatsoever. Now, they can take heed or they can ignore what you're telling them. In scenarios like this at times, when you're dealing with carnal people who have no knowledge of spirituality, most of the time, people of this nature tend to disregard your message. And it's after, let's just say, they see a lot of strange things happening. It could be death. It could be accidents. It could be people around them falling ill and dying. That's when they begin to put two and two together and they say, hold the fuck up. This shit is real. Let me get my money together, or let me try to return whatever it is that I stole. But then again, this is not an exact science. And this may not be your lot. So I want to say to you, if you're going to do what I just mentioned, make sure that you're not talking. You have to give a firm demonstration. When you make such claims, there's got to be results in order to make this person a believer. They got to be a believer. And this is the only convincing power that you have. So, summarizing this, if someone owes you money, let's just say they're good in nature, the spirits will remind them to pay you. Now, if this person has already set their heart that they wasn't going to pay you, then that's something else. That's when you have to take affirmative action. Actions speaks louder than words. And that's what you have to keep in mind. With this, again, it's not an exact science. So the things I've mentioned could possibly work for you, and it could possibly not work for you. But if you're going to do the latter, the outcome or the things or the chain of events that will occur in that person's life will happen. But it's ultimately up to them whether or not they're going to pay what they owe. But then again, like Pooh Shiesty said, get it back in blood.